Okay, so I want you to imagine a crowded room without anyone wearing a mask. Everyone's close together, talking, laughing, and enjoying each other's company without their masks on. Pretty weird, huh? You see, the ongoing worldwide pandemic of the coronavirus has changed our lifestyle so much that just to think about people without masks makes us feel weird, even terrified. These days, we try harder not to make direct contact with anyone, whether it's by wearing a mask or ordering your favorite meal using the delivery app instead of going out to eat. In fact, there's even a new word made to describe these contactless lifestyles here in Korea, such as untagged service, untagged marketing, untagged economy, and so on. So you've probably heard of the term untagged. The term was made here in South Korea by combining the prefix un and tagged from the word contact. The word basically means no contact or contact-free and has been used in various fields ever since the coronavirus outbreak. Today, I want to talk about the society we live in and how it's turning into an untagged one. How does an untagged society change our lives, and what do we have to do to prepare for it? And more importantly, I want to focus on how we are going to be connected in a world where it's going untagged, or at least maintain the level of connectedness within our society. Social connectedness is a sense of belonging to a society one lives in. But why is it so important in an untagged society? After all, we rarely get to meet each other, let alone form a strong relationship. And living without physical contact with others seems to be the desirable thing to do, especially during the pandemic. While it's true that the pandemic has taken away our chances of keeping in contact with each other, making it harder for us to feel social connection, and staying away from one another is undeniably the right thing to do during these times, it's also the exact reason why we need to work harder to figure out a way to maintain our social connectedness while staying untagged physically. Untagged society means a society that doesn't involve direct contact between its members. Along with digitalization, this leads to more internet usage, making online interactions, connections, and social media to be more influential in our society. And as more and more people spend more of their time online, more people get exposed to or get involved in conflicts on the internet. Of course, conflicts and controversies are very natural in a democratic society, and it often acts as a process of constructing a better world. However, these days, I feel as if the whole direction of how the conflicts are going on in the world has gone, well, wrong. Almost everywhere I go, I see people arguing violently about things just to secure their position in a particular group, or just to belittle and degrade the opponent, to tell them you're wrong. Conflicts nowadays seem to have lost their original purpose, which was to figure out what's really good for the society we live in. Instead, they constantly separate people into groups of narrow-minded, black and white thinking people. And these forms of toxic conflicts tend to happen way more, if not only on the internet, which makes it easier for it to become more intensified when our society goes untagged. We can't let this status quo to be intensified in our future. We need to find a way to restore and maintain our social connectedness before it's too late. In a connected society, everyone feels that they belong and is more likely to feel pride about their society. As for individuals, this sense of belonging to a community helps to bring out the best of each of them. This means that every individual can perform their talent and skills to the fullest, maximizing their ability. People tend to be more active and enthusiastic around the people they have a positive connection with, and in an atmosphere where they feel welcomed, supported, and appreciated. On the contrary, if someone feels isolated or feels that they don't belong, they quickly become daunted and demotivated, which often makes them achieve less than they actually can. Well, I for sure know this from experience, and I think everyone here can agree as well. It is our natural desire to be acknowledged and appreciated, and when that desire is fulfilled within a strong social bond, we can achieve way more than we think. This is also good for the society as a whole because it raises every individual's capabilities to the fullest, therefore eventually maximizing the entire society's capacity. Studies have also shown that strong social connectedness leads to better performance. Having a strong social connectedness can attribute to the society as a whole in many more other ways. For one, it can help the society to be more energetic, active, and motivated. It can even help to build a better society, constantly improving and developing its condition. People who feel connected to their society are more likely to be interested and concerned about what is going on within their society, which promotes them to recognize the problems and figure out solutions for it. Therefore, a socially connected society not only makes it easier for the vulnerable to reach out to others, but also encourages the people who can give a helping hand to support them. As for me, I've got a quite unique experience about social connectedness and what it does to a society in the current situation. You see, I've started the year of 2020 at a boarding school, and this meant that I was going into a brand new society. Yeah, first years at a new school are always hard, but the fact that it was a boarding school, along with the fact that the coronavirus outbreak, which had just broke out, would keep us from contacting the outside world, whether we liked it or not, had made me really worried and a bit scared too. The fact that our exam was only a week away also did not help at all. And for sure, living in a society, in this case my boarding school, where everyone is new to, and especially where things were going tough, had not been easy. But maybe because of that very reason, we were able to form a strong bond to the society we now belong to very quickly. We quickly built strong relationships with our peers as well as our teachers, and were able to feel a certain connectedness in our society at a relatively short period of time. And because we knew we were in harsh conditions together, everyone was very supportive, understanding, and caring. This sense of belonging and connection, and the fact that we were in this together and not alone, had really helped me through the harsh conditions of my reality. It lifted us, all of us, up from the ground and gave us the power to go on. In the end, we did survive through the whole semester, didn't we? From this experience, I learned that true support and connection has the power to turn into a pair of wings that makes you soar high up to the places that brings out the things in you that not even yourself could have ever imagined, and that it can bring out the best in people, even in the darkest hours, giving another reason to go on. Now the question is, what do we have to do to stay connected when the society itself is going untacked? Well, first of all, we need to stay more alert to and pay more attention to the aspects of conflicts that's happening online. We need to distinguish the toxic conflicts that tries to divide people and ruin our social connectedness. Always keep in mind that conflicts online can easily turn into a toxic one, in which people no longer try to solve the problem. Instead, they constantly criticize and attack one another, which often makes the situation worse than it actually is. And to solve this problem, the next thing we have to do is to stop the black and white thinking. People love to think that everything can be separated into two very different groups, such as right or wrong. There's no in-between, so everyone argues about who's right and who's wrong. But we need to realize that when trying to solve a conflict, it doesn't always help to decide which side is right or wrong. And most of the times, there's always something in between the contrasting opinions that can truly solve the problem. Social connectedness is about supporting every member of the society and working together to make it a better place. It can never mean tearing the society apart into groups, sorting out which group we belong to, and making the others, well, the others that we don't need to care about at all. With people dividing faster than ever, and conflicts becoming more and more violent online, we can't ignore the possibility that the society of our future will be more divided and torn apart when contentless lifestyles become the new norm. Restoring and maintaining social connectedness seems to be the most urgent thing to do, especially during these hard times. And it shouldn't end there. Our ultimate goal is to build a resilient society, a society that not only can keep its social connectedness intact while turning into an untaxed society, but also can adapt to any new changes and withstand any possible threats in the future. And I believe we can only achieve this by forming a strong and stable social connectedness. After all, we're all in this together. Thank you.